A warm good morning, my dear students. Today we will start new chapter 5, mole concept and stoichiometry. First of all, this will be new term for us. What is stoichiometry? We know that when sodium reacts with chlorine, it forms sodium chloride. Now if you see, here is one atom of sodium, here is two atoms of chlorine, here is one atom of sodium and only one atom of chlorine. Where is the second chlorine atom? We have studied in class 8 and 9 that atoms can neither be created nor destroyed, but here one chlorine atom has destroyed. It means this chemical reaction does not follow the law of conservation of atoms. So what we will do, if we balance it, after balancing it becomes 2Na plus Cl2. It forms two molecules of NaCl. Before balancing, when sodium reacts with chlorine, it forms sodium chloride. If we can see, atomic mass of sodium is 23, chlorine 35.2 or 35.5. So it is two atoms. So 2 into 35.5, it will be 23 plus 71. It is 94. If we express in terms of gram, so here reactant is 94 gram. Now what about product? It is sodium plus chlorine. Sodium is 23, chlorine is 35.5. If we add, it is 68.5. So what we observe? The mass of reactant is 94 gram and mass of product is 68.5 gram. Means 35.5 gram of reactant mass of this 94, 35.5 gram has destroyed. But we know that we have studied law of conservation of mass, that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It is simply destroying here. It can be changed from one form to another. There will be no loss of the mass. But now if we balance the same equation, this equation, if we balance, after balancing, this is 2 sodium, so 2 into 23, it is 46 plus chlorine 35 into 2, it is 71. It comes 117 gram. On the product side, this 2 multiplies the whole, sodium plus chlorine. So it will be sodium 23 plus 35.5. It will be 2 into 58.5, 117 gram. Now if you see here, after balancing, whatsoever is the amount, whatsoever is the mass of the reactant, same mass is of product. So now this equation, this balance equation, follow the rule of conservation of matter or conservation of mass. So this stoichiometry maintains the law of conservation of mass. In this stoichiometry, we will study about the amount of the reactants and amount of the product. We will be able to do only if we balance the equation, because here without balancing we could not get the actual mass. Plus what we were finding, one atom of chlorine has destroyed. We know that atoms cannot be destroyed, so even mass was also destroyed, which cannot be destroyed. So after balancing the equation, we come to know the actual number of atoms on reactant as well as product side. If this is not enough, but after balancing the equation, we can find the mass of the reactant. It is equal to the mass of the product side. This rule, this law of conservation of rule, and this calculation of the mass of the reactant and product, it is studied under the topic of stoichiometry. Now we have done this one. Now we will come to another topic. In class 9 we have studied about various laws. Not various law, we had studied only two laws, Boyle's law and Charles law, and the combination of Boyle's law and Charles law, it was termed as gas law. Right? Here in this chapter, these Boyle's law, Charles law, gas equation, all will be applicable only for the gases, not for the solid and liquids. Mind my language, what I am saying. These laws, Boyle's law or gas laws, are applicable only for the gases, not for liquid, not for solid. In the board exam, we may get the questions of 2 marks. What is Boyle's law? What is Charles law? The same question, what is Boyle's law, we may have the question that establish a relation between pressure and volume keeping the temperature constant. Question may be twisted. So we have studied in class 9 that all gases behave similarly under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. Gas law are certain rules applicable to a gas with respect to change in temperature, pressure or volume. The change in any one of these factors will change the other two factors. In class 9 chapter, I think it was chapter 8 or 7, I think 7. In class 9 we had studied in chapter gas law. If we change there are 3 factors, pressure, volume and temperature. If we change any one of the factor, other two will change automatically. So now we will come to first Boyle's law. There are 3 factors, pressure, volume and temperature. For Boyle's law, this temperature is kept constant. Then what will be the relation between pressure and volume? I will remember I had given you an example of kitchen. In a gas cylinder, gas is tightly packed. It is at high pressure, it is at compressed pressure. A cylinder contains 14 or 14.5 liter of gases. It is packed only in the cylinder. But if the regulator is, or if the pressure is decreased, gases comes out, it spreads in whole kitchen, in our study room, bedroom, drawing room, in every room, means it spreads in whole house. It is not enough. It also goes, the smell of the gas also goes in the neighbor's house, means after decreasing the pressure, if the pressure is decreased, the volume expands up to whole kitchen, bedroom, means whole house plus neighbor's house. But if pressure is increased, the volume remains only up to the cylinder. So here, at constant temperature, we can find the definition. We knowing this definition, Charles law and Boyle's law by heart. Boyle's law states that volume of a given mass of a dry gas is inversely proportional to its pressure, inversely proportional to its pressure. Condition क्या है बाबू? Temperature remains constant. Suppose at constant temperature T, temperature is constant. A gas, if it has the volume V1 and pressure is P1, by Boyle's law, this volume V1 is inversely proportional, or we also call it indirectly proportional to its pressure. Means V1 is inversely proportional to P1. In maths, we have studied wherever there is a ratio or proportion, there will be a constant. So we can write this V1 is equal to K into 1 by P1, or P1 V1 is equal to constant. So the product of pressure and volume at a certain temperature, if it comes K1. Now keeping the pressure constant, at the temperature T1, temperature is kept constant. If volume V1 is changed to V2, if volume is changed, naturally the pressure will also change from P1 to P2. Once again, mind my language, I am saying we are changing the pressure, we are changing the volume. We are not saying whether volume is increased or decreased. We are changing. So if one factor is changed, another factor will also change. Then V2 is inversely proportional to 1 by P2, or like this one, V2 it is equals to K into 1 by P2, or P2 into V2 will be constant. So this P1 into V1 has the value K, and this after changing either by increasing or decreasing the volume, the product of pressure and volume will also have the same value. This therefore, after comparing equation 1 and 2, we will get P1 is equal to K, P2 is equal to K, means P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to K. This is called Boyle's law. Then next is your Charles' law. Here, first of all, both are the correct definition. First of all, we will go for this one. In Charles' law, once again there are only three factors: pressure, volume and temperature. In Charles' law, this pressure is kept constant. हम जानते हैं ना, कोई भी चीज़ को गर्म करते हैं तो वॉल्यूम बढ़ता है. If we heat anything, volume will expand. And if we lower down the temperature, if we cool, volume will contract. So if volume increases, temperature increases. Temperature decreases, volume decreases. Means there is a direct relation between volume and temperature. Condition क्या है बाबू? Pressure should remain constant. So this law, Charles' law, says that volume of a given mass of a dry gas is directly proportional to its temperature. Condition is what? Pressure is kept constant. This is called your mathematical expression. If we are asked in the examination, what is Charles' law, explain its mathematical expression, then first give the definition here. After definition, we have to narrate these things. At constant pressure, let volume of a dry gas is V1 and temperature is T1. So by Charles' law, V1 is directly proportional to T1, or V1 is equal to K into T1, where K is your constant, or V1 by T1 is equal to constant. Now, keeping the pressure constant, if V1 is changed to V2, if volume is changed, naturally temperature T1 will change to T2. Once again, by Charles' law, this V2 is directly proportional to T2, or V2 is equal to K into T2, or V2 by T2 is K. This is equation 2. Comparing or combining equation 1 and 2, we will get V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2 constant. This is called Charles' law. This Charles' law can be understood by the another definition. Now we are knowing if we increase the temperature, volume will increase. If we decrease the temperature, volume will decrease. What is the rate of expansion and what is the rate of contraction? It follows this one. The pressure remaining constant. Forget pressure, it is constant. So volume of a given mass of a dry gas increases. Kitna? 1 by 273 of its volume. If 1 degree Celsius is increased, I am leaving decrease. First we are, and we will try to understand increase. How volume increases? If we increase the temperature by 1 degree Celsius, volume, original volume will increase by 1 by 273 of its original volume. Here we can see and we will be able to understand. Suppose at 0 degree Celsius, volume of a gas is anything, V0. We are taking here V0. V0 means original volume. So, volume at 0 degree Celsius is V0. If we increase the temperature by 2 degrees Celsius, volume will increase, it will expand. What will be the new volume? Original volume plus original volume by 273 into 2. Similarly, if we increase temperature by 100 degree, what will be the new volume? V0 plus means original volume by 273 into 100. On further increasing, now if we increase up to 273 degrees Celsius, the original volume plus original volume by 273 into 273, ये कट गया बाबू, क्या बचा? V0 means original volume plus original volume, it will be twice of original volume. So at what result did we come? If a gas at 0 degree Celsius has some volume at 273 degrees Celsius, this volume will be twice. Means the volume of a gas at 0 degrees Celsius will be twice at 273 degrees Celsius. Now, second part is what? So far we were dealing with increasing. Now decrease. So volume of a mass of a dry gas decreases by 1 by 273 volume if we decrease the temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Now see, volume at 0 degree Celsius, it is V0. V0 means, once again I am telling, original volume. Now if we are lowering down the temperature, means if we are decreasing the temperature by -1 degree Celsius, it is original volume minus original volume by 273 into 1. On further decreasing or lowering of the temperature, on lowering this temperature up to 100 degrees Celsius, the volume will be original volume minus original volume by 273 into 100. Similarly, if we lower down the temperature at 273 degrees Celsius, what will be the new volume? Original volume minus original volume by 273 into 273, it will be original V0 means original volume minus original volume, it will be 0. So whatsoever it may be the volume of a gas at 0 degree Celsius, कुछ भी वैल्यू होगा, whatsoever the volume may be at 0 degree Celsius, that volume of the gas at minus 273 degrees Celsius, it will be 0. Why it is 0? Suppose if we are taking an example of water vapor, it is also form of gas. So on cooling, it will, before cooling, it is in the gaseous form. On cooling and cooling, it will be changed to water. And on further cooling, at this temperature, the whole water vapor will first change to liquid means water and finally ice. So whole water vapor is changed to ice. So no water vapor is left means no gases is left. So at 0 degrees Celsius, not 0 degrees Celsius, at minus 273 degrees Celsius, no gases has the volume. Why? They all get solidified. We will see it in the next class. Somewhere you will find this all the gases at that temperature means at minus 273 degrees Celsius, it solidify, no gases are found. Here we will study different rules. Similarly, one of the law will be Gay-Lussac's law is valid only for gases. The volume of solid and liquid are considered to be 0. These law we will study here 2-3 laws. All laws will be applicable only for the gases. Now, if we join this Boyle's law and Charles' law, according to Boyle's law, if V1 is inversely proportional to P1 and by Charles' law this V1 is directly proportional to T1. Now question arises, what is V1, P1 and T1? Suppose at temperature T1 the volume is V1 and pressure is P1, then by Boyle's law V1 is inversely proportional to this one and V1 is directly proportional to T1. If we join these two, this will be V1 is proportional to T1 by P1. Or we are knowing from the maths ratio chapter, if there is any ratio or proportional, there will be a constant. So it will be V1 is equal to K into T1 by P1 or P1 V1 by T1, it will be constant. Now if we change any one of the factors, suppose if we are changing T1 or V1, now if V1 is changed to V2, obviously other two will change, then pressure P1 will change to P2 and temperature T1 will change to T2. Once again, this by Boyle's law, this V2 will be inversely proportional to P2 and what I said, Charles' law. Actually, if I had used Charles' law, then I am sorry, by Boyle's law. And by Charles' law, this V2 is directly proportional to T2. Joining these two laws, V2 will be proportional to T2 by P2 or V2 is equals to K into T2 by P2 or P2 into V2 by T2, it will be constant. Now if we see this equation A and this equation B, after combining these two equations, this and this equation, what to become? P1 V1 by T1, it will be P2 V2 by T2, whose value is always constant. Its value is always constant. This equation P1 B1 by T1, P2 B2 by T2, if we do the next experiment, it will be P3 B3 by T3, P4 B4 by T4. The value will always be same. This is called your gas equation. This is called your gas equation. So my dear students, in the next class we will see further. This is for today. Thank you. Wish you all the best. If you once again like the previous classes, I would like to call you that if you have any problem, you can have the touch with your concerned teachers. Wish you all the best. Bye bye.